I've held off on responding multiple times. Kenyon Martin was born in Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised in Saginaw. So the constant shots has been a little confusing to me because I don't quite know where they came from. And you think, someone that was a number one pick that didn't quite have the career that I've had when you talk defensive player of the year or 9 all-defensive teams that I have, and he has 0. 1 all-star? Make no mistake about it. You are an all-star. I'll give you that. A lot of people can't say they're an all-star, so I'll give you that. You're a one-time all-star. That's beautiful. But you must admit, to be the player that you were and defender that you believed you were and to not have, a single all-defensive second team, it's kind of an underachievement. Number one pick in the draft. A lot of people look for that guy to win Rookie of the Year. Didn't. All-rookie team, though. First team all-rookie. I can't say I made any all-rookie team, so kudos. I tip my hat to that. It started off promising. Lost in a couple NBA finals. He got to sniff it. Didn't quite get a taste, but got a little sniff of it. In 2000, playing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that championship through either. And my big brother, Martin Cleese, went and took that championship. So it's tough to sit in a space of continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving when I was just simply the 35th pick in the NBA draft and somebody took a swing on in the second round and it just happened to work out, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
Now, the only issue I really got with Draymond Green, I get it. You 4-time NBA champion, man. You gonna talk your shit. You gonna get your shit off and be like, hey, listen, I'm that guy. I'm X, Y, and Z. And I understand that. You know what I realized? Draymond Green brags more about his rings than Steph Curry and Klay. You would think Draymond Green had 4 Finals MVPs. You would honestly think that Draymond Green was the number one scorer on all these Finals teams. Bro, you probably the starter with the least points, man. And not to knock to him because he plays as great in his role, but let's just be honest, man. Draymond Green does a lot of talking on these platforms, and he's using them 4 rings as to say, hey, I done this. And that's cool, I respect it, but just think about it. This man, Draymond Green, is a role player, bro. Let's just be honest. Welcome back to Tyler Rose TV. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. You know what time it is, man. So this back and forth between Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green, I think the comments was over. Kenyon Martin mentioning he's not a real tough guy, he pick and choose who he want to be tough with, something along the lines of that. And this created this little back and forth. So you just heard what Draymond Green had to say. Let me know your thoughts on that right now, but let's get into what Kenyon Martin had to say.
What I'm talking about, you don't even double figures for your career. You can't, that's your personal accolade. That's something that you're not doing or doing. You're single digits across the board. You've helped, yes. You've been the ultimate glue guy. I am shocked and appalled that you don't have an Elmer's Glue sponsorship, brother. Because if you look it up in the dictionary, they should have your picture next to the Elmer's Glue thing, bro. Glue, Draymond. Yes, bro. Absolutely. Every team needs one. You change that dynamic the way certain GMs look at glue guys, right? Second round picks. You changed the narrative for a lot of second round picks. Good job. I wouldn't know nothing about that. Never been considered a glue guy. Maybe later in my tenure after surgeries and moved teams a couple times, but not necessarily that kind of a glue guy. I was asked to do certain things and play certain people and score. I was actually, you know what? I was actually asked to score for us to win. I was actually asked to put that little round thing into that other little round thing. For real, they asked me to do, they ran plays, for me, to go do. I just wasn't a passer. I wasn't sitting there finding guys and 2 of the best shooters of all time. Right, that's what I wasn't asked to do those things. That just I was asked to go play actual basketball. pass it to me, shoot it, score it. Yeah, those things. Meaning, like, yeah, it was kind of a big deal in my, before surgeries, kind of a big deal, man. Right? Oh, they want me to pause. We ain't pausing nothing. We be talking hoop here. So that was funny though. That was funny. I appreciate that. Like we get it if you got to carry your own merit, you got to go on your own merit. Like if it's too heavy, we totally get it, man. If you need it, you need help with that brick. I've always carried my own brick, bro. Like I ain't need no help. I got it out the mud. But to be the #1 pick, I can name 200 people better at basketball than Draymond Green. I'm talking about basketball, skill set of basketball. I can name 200 people that I think are better at basketball than you. That's people. I dumbed it down to power forwards. This is a list of, I was gonna cut it short, but then my basketball savantness, if that is a word, kicked in. So here is Kenyon's power forward list. So watch this. Giannis, Anthony Davis, Dirk, Charles Barkley, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, Chris Webber, Amari Stoudemire, Chris Bosh, Rasheed Wallace, Pau Gasol, Elton Brand, Antoine Jameson, Zach Randolph, Carlos Boozer, David West, Jermaine O'Neal, Sean Kemp, Derek Coleman, Clifford Robinson, Danny Manning, Larry Johnson, Ben Baker, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Jefferson, Drew Gooden, Josh Smith, Tim Thomas, Antoine Walker, Lamar Odom, Jason Williams, Horace Grant, Otis Thorpe, Paul Millsap, Juwan Howard, David Lee, Joe Smith, Al Harrington, Rashard Lewis, Brian Grant, Tom Chambers, Kevin McHale, Nene, and for shits and giggles, you ain't better than Popeye Jones or Outlaw Reggie X. That's for shits and giggles. And I got Kirk Thomas, PJ Brown, Dale Dave, Antonio Dave. Hey, I can go on and on with this, man.
I could go on forever, baby.
And guess who I didn't mention? Me. So, I ain't even mentioned me.
Now, for one, Kenyon Martin averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists in 10 career NBA Finals. And in the 2002 NBA Finals, he averaged 22 points, 6 rebounds as well. So let's not act like Kenyon Martin is a slouch. And let's not act like Kenyon Martin wasn't playing against 2 of the best teams in NBA history. The San Antonio Spurs in the finals and the LA Lakers with Shaq and Kobe that three-peated. These ain't no chump change teams. These were all-time NBA championship teams. 5 championships with Kobe won, 5 championships Tim Duncan won. It wasn't no chump. Now, as much as I agree with Draymond Green, I do agree with Kenyon Martin. So it's hard for me to pick a side right now as I'm making this video, but I'm going to lean on the side of Kenyon on this. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. When I look at the era that Kenyon played in, especially when I think about the top power forwards, the Kevin Garnetts, the Tim Duncans, the Dirk Nowitzkis, Rasheed Wallace, Zach Randolph, Amari Stoudemire, Chris Webber, Chris Bosh, Pau Gasol. Now think of the current NBA, right? We think of some of these teams, and I'm not taking anything away from Draymond's defensive capabilities because he's a good defensive player. I'm never going to say he's not. Draymond Green's an undersized power forward, but in the undersized league now of the positionless basketball, I mean, Draymond Green can play on any team now because of the fact that we're not really sitting there playing in the low post. But when you look at the current NBA, I only think of probably maybe 1 or 2 players, Anthony Davis and Evan Mobley. Now, you might say Giannis, right? I say Giannis is more of a small forward slasher. He doesn't play on the low block like Evan Mobley and like Anthony Davis. But we're not playing in the era of power forwards no more. So, yeah, when you look at Kenyon Martin's career, yes, he was asked to score the basketball. Yes, he was asked to be the guy. Draymond Green never had to be that guy. He never had to have pressure. He just had to sit there and set off screens, ball screens. Draymond Green is doing great things. But again, it's a different style of play. But I think if we're talking about power forward, pound for pound, Kenyon Martin is a better power forward than Draymond Green. Kenyon Martin was able and capable to average 22 points in the finals. Kenyon Martin was asked to score. Kenyon Martin is a better basketball player, in my estimated opinion. If you guys don't agree, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below about this whole situation between Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? If you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler. This is Tyler Rose TV. I'm going to see you guys on the next one.